Respected Chair, panelists, and attendees, ladies and gentlemen, it's a true honor to join you through video, although I would have been privileged to join you in person. However, I haven't received my passport from authorities since January, and I'm still restricted from traveling. Firstly, I would like to express my solidarity with the people of Belgium and express my sincere sympathy with the friends and families of the victims of the recent terrorist attacks. The recent terrorist attacks in Brussels did not only target European nations, but targeted the principles of tolerance, humanity, and peace. I would like to extend my deepest condolences to the families and friends of the victims of these attacks. Violent Takfiris today are more determined than ever to continue their war against humanity. Countering the ideology of violent Takfirism should be a universal priority at this critical stage in history. Terrorism will unfortunately persist in one form or another until the ideology of violence and hate is countered with another ideology based on peace and tolerance. And it's the responsibility of religious leaders of all faiths to confront extremism through countering all forms of discrimination, ethnic and religious hatred, whilst promoting and defending human rights and religious freedoms for all. Bahrainis have always been committed throughout their history to the principles of tolerance, coexistence, mutual respect, and religious freedom. Bahrain has long been viewed in the Gulf as a role model for peaceful coexistence between people of different faiths and ideologies. Over half of those living in Bahrain are non-Bahrainis, resulting in the country having a very religiously diverse population. The capital of Bahrain hosts churches, mosques, temples, and a synagogue. Many of these religious centers and structures have been in place for decades with well-established prayers and activities which have been welcomed by the Shia and Sunni communities. I myself attended my schooling at a Catholic church in the center of Manama, the capital of Bahrain. Muslims, Christians, Jews, Hindus, Baha'is, Buddhists, Sikhs, and followers of other religions and faiths that form up the religious demography in Bahrain have all enjoyed the local culture of peaceful coexistence and tolerance in Bahrain. However, Bahrain, unfortunately, has recently witnessed an alarming rise in religious hostility. The rise was associated with the growth of anti-Shiism, which was sweeping the region. The rise has created momentum for the mass violations committed against the Shia majority in 2011 onwards. Shias, according to reports published by the US State Department, form up to 65% of the religious demography of Bahrainis. Since calls were lifted in 2011 for a democratic constitutional monarchy, Shia citizens were victims of mass systematic targeting based on their religious background. The government of Bahrain has deliberately demolished 38 Shia mosques in 2011. Thousands were arrested, tortured, sacked from their jobs, and have been victims of systematic discrimination and exclusion by authorities since 2011. The continuous persecution of Shia citizens has been affirmed by international and local human rights reports. And there is clear consensus within the international community that the Shia majority in Bahrain is facing systematic discrimination and exclusion. Although authorities heavily invest in international interfaith conferences, they are constantly accused by international human rights organizations of persecuting their own citizens based on their religious background. Many might argue that the goal of such government-sponsored events is to deflect international criticism of intolerance towards the Shia majority rather than addressing core issues related to universal human rights and religious freedoms. It is vital for the international community to support Bahrain to take concrete steps to put an end to the persecution of individuals based on their identity or social belonging. It's vital to guarantee religious freedom for all and set a roadmap to move towards achieving equal citizenship amongst all Bahrainis, regardless of religion, race, social background, or ethnicity. This conference is expected to focus on strategies to ensure the government of Bahrain commits to respect diversity and the human rights of all individuals and populations without discrimination, including their universal right to freedom of religion and belief, as stated in Article 18 of the ICCPR. It's expected to look at tools to assist Bahrain in pursuing by all appropriate measures and means, and without any delay, a policy of eliminating sectarian discrimination in all its forms, and to promote harmony among all Bahrainis, regardless of their religious background. It is also expected to discuss different approaches to support Bahrain to move forward towards dialogue in order to address issues related to the persecution of 65% of the religious demography in Bahrain and begin a reconciliation process that guarantees equal citizenship, democracy, and human rights for all. The conference is also expected to discuss mechanisms to protect and promote religious freedoms and human rights in Bahrain. I wish all of you success in the conference, and I hope you enjoy your time in Brussels. Before I end, I would like to reassure all of you that despite the challenges and difficulties we are facing in Bahrain, we will continue our firm commitment to work on countering violent extremism whilst promoting democracy, religious freedom, and human rights. Thank you.